yeah. Let's get the volume lower. Alrighty, so I'm gonna just keep that on the background. That's hitting it hard, man. That's hitting it hard. What's up, Miniatures Paintbrush Legion, and welcome to another episode of Miniatures Paintbrush Live. And today, what a glorious evening this is. I'm really glad that everybody can join me today. It is going to be really cool, and just want to make sure that's better. I want to kill that music. I want to make sure everybody's alrighty, and welcome to the weekend. Actually took off from work today because I had to go to the doctor's because my knee was hurting pretty bad. So I'm going to do a bit of a test to see. I don't know what they call it. They get micrograms or whatever. Well, I don't know. Not an x-ray. Anyway, but something deeper than that. That's what we're going to go and work on today. All right. So today, on the literal best of all day. All right, anyway, I'm really hyped because I am in contact with a major artist again. I like to feature artists on this channel. And this dude has been in the game for as long as I know. And the man, the myth, the legend, Kenny Boucher is going to come on to the show. And I am going to do a show with him. Actually, I did a show with him, but I was learning Video Ninja, and I didn't realize that I have two audios, so I had an echo in the back, and then I didn't realize that I didn't enable his mic to record an OBS. So on the technical side of things, I did a great interview, and he is so gracious. He said, that was a rehearsal, and that's so cool that he's willing to work with me. There have been artists that have been temperamental, and if I didn't get it right or I missed any little detail, they were out. But not Kenny Boucher, the Jack Black of miniature painting. My man, if you don't know who that is, I'll put a link down into the description so you can check him out. His channel is Next Level Painting, and he works with Rob Bear on Spiky Bits, and he has another podcast that he works with him called The Long War, and he's been in the game for a hot minute. I mean, I've been in the game for a hot minute, and he's been in the game for a hot minute, so we like... I got scared because once he said there was a retirement stream, but it seems like every year that's his practical joke that he's going to retire this year every time on his birthday. So I think that's great. I was like, oh no, I'm not going to get an opportunity to work with him. Oh no, I was very, very upset with that. Anywho, I'm going to jump into what I've been working on. I've been working on head takers, and ironically enough, I've been working on their heads. That's right. So I am working on the heads of the heads takers and then doing final details to shore them up. I might even get into the basing tonight, but that's going to be live, and I'm going to be painting, and I'm going to be paying attention. All right, we have someone in the chat, which let me bring that chat up because I really can't see it. It's so small. It's so small. But actually, you know what? I'm going to run it on my phone. So this way, oddly enough, I will be in the chat. Hello, Chris. All right, I'm going to look it up in chat. Hold on a second. Okay, my channel and boom, playlist, my videos, boom. Can I get to my channel? The circle. Oh, there it is. The circle of circling lives. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Boom. Oh, we are on like Donkey Kong, and I'm going to take this volume off over here because, ads, because I am actually trying to pay for Adobe Suite, and as a teacher, I get a discount, but it's still over $1,000, and I've been taking a loss every single year by publishing videos, and I had no problem doing that. All right, Chris Nihilist. Ooh, hello, Chris Nihilist. I love that name, You're on the Nihilist side of things, aren't you? Not the Imperium. Ah, Dark Man. Awesome. Great to have you on board. And for this evening and joining me, as I said, I was going to look a little bit at the at some news that I really like, and then we're going to get into the main topic, which is what does every 40K army kind of say about you as a player? So we're going to get into that, and then finally we're going to do some live painting, which I like to do on the channel as well, and we're going to paint up some head takers. We're going to do the heads and just any gribblies, and we might actually do some basing. We might have a basing tutorial where you can ask me questions live and I can answer any of your questions. So we're going to get into that. Wolf Brother Mythos is occupied tonight, so I figure I'll do a live session tonight. So it's pretty cool. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today, and let's get into the news. So yes, the faction focus is Chaos Space Marines. Are there any Chaos Space Marine players in the chat? Because I have every Chaos. I do. Except for the Corsairs. The Red Corsairs, I did not get them. But I have Zinch and I have Nurgle and I have well over 2,000 points for each one. Maybe 4,000 points for each one. And Thousand Suns and I was going to say Zinch. It's the same. I don't know what other ones are. It's the four gods, right? Slanesh, yeah, I do as well. Chris Nihilus says, thanks, but I want to point out that Nihilus was way before the Imperium Nihilus and Darth Nihilus. Ooh. Nice. Nice. I thought it was darkness. I thought Nihilus meant darkness. I'm not sure of the Latin translation of that, but Nihilus means none, nothing, nothing, just void. It's a cool name. It is really a cool name. All right, so let's talk a little bit. Yes, there's a faction focus, and there's a lot of faction focuses out there. We're not going to get into the faction focus right now and how it plays. However, I do want to say a couple of things. One, if you knew who the Red Terror was, it's definitely frightening. But I did want to do the little bit of the unboxing for the Orcs as well as the Marines and go through some commentary on each one. We're going to start off with the Orcs, which is my favorite. Oh my gosh. I think I have more models of Orc than I have anything else in my army. And that's saying a lot because I have very extensive armies, like huge armies. But Orcs, yeah, they take out like 1/3 of one of my closets. I have 2 closets full of minis. I know. It's ridiculous. Am I getting this box? Probably. I'm saving up for it. Did I just get some of the Ayaterra boxes? Well, the tanks one. Yeah, I did. And you're welcome. So let's talk a little bit about this war boss. This war boss is dope. Although he's not coming in with a claw. He's coming in with this axe. This nice, interesting axe. I don't know. For me, it's about how the model looks. How it plays is kind of secondary, and that's why I usually lose games. But my ego isn't in winning games. It's just having fun and rolling dice. That's just my thing, my take. I love to paint the minis, and I never play unpainted. So I make sure that I have to paint the mini to as high quality as I want to, so I can be impressed with the model, which does take a while. And then I look at the rules for them. And the thing is that I don't really go into the store and play. But I do play with my wife downstairs. I built this custom table. It took me 2 years to make. It's really nice. Actually, I have in the past videos how I actually made the channel. I took wooden boards, oak and cherry, and was it walnut? And I took it from a pig pen, actually, a decommissioned pig pen that we had extra wood in, and we built like from scratch. Like we planed the wood, we put it together. Like it's a really nice table. It has like 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 12 cup holders and recesses that were dremeled out. So you can put your pens and stuff like that. And a recess, so a 1-inch recess. So when you roll your dice, they don't fall off the table. Like really, really, really nice table. And I want to get as much use of it as possible. 2 years it took me to do that one. Glory to chaos, Chris Nihilus says. And there's a lot of delay I see. Yeah, the delay is to better the quality of the stream. I find out if there's not a delay, it doesn't have time to process, and then I get drops and stuff like that. So there is a delay. Yes, I do a delay on mine video. So this way the quality would be better. And I think that would be best. Plus reading, comments. I'm reading it live that you sent it, so I am on this, so I can read it live. But by the time this processes, goes into some kind of cloud and then sends it off back to you, there is a delay indeed. Oh, these orcs! I love this. I love orcs. I have not painted an orc yet. I have at least 10,000 points. I would think so. I venture say 10,000 points. And I haven't painted one yet because I haven't. That's it. I will. I'm getting there. But I don't know. I think I might be doing Thousand Suns. Here's a banner knob. A pretty cool banner knob. I like him. He's stout. I really like the symbols that he has on his pole. Let me bring this up a little more. There. I love the symbols that he has on his pole. I think it's whoa. Goodness gracious me. I skipped through all this. Okay, wait. I'm going to get better control of this. All right, we'll get there. We'll get there. Okay, folks. All right. So before I talk about the back of the banner and a little banner, we have the big boss, which is a lieutenant. Yes, we get a lieutenant. I really like the axe. I really like what they did with the chaosy kind of. It reminds me of Logan Grimnar's axe a little bit because it has those tendrils that come out with that bad energy, that wicked energy. So finally a lieutenant. And then the banner knob, which I love the bandolier. It's so cool and not that easy to paint, but but it looks cool. I really like what they did to the feathered checker marks, which is pretty cool because I mean I can do that with an airbrush real easy or glazing. To get that done, I really like the symbols that you have over here to the side, and I like the outcropping in the rock and the weird grot thingy. I don't even know what that is, but but it looks cool. It looks cool. Is that a squig? Oh my gosh! Look at that. Oh wait, don't get there. Look at that thing. Look at it right here. Oh my gosh, crazy stuff. I love the banner. It seems plain on the opposite side. I would definitely have to do something on this side. Like I can't just leave it plain. Got to do something with that. I don't know what to do with it. I like to make my life a little more complicated. Here's the Pain Boy, and the Pain Boy's eye. I like the cute little grot with the bone saw. It's like, this is my bone saw. I love the Frankenstein staples that he has throughout, just like he stitched his clothes. One of his legs are gone, and he has a stub, I guess, for that. I'm not too crazy about the pose over the head with the gun. It's kind of a little odd for me, but that's just my take. I like the hands with the little thing. I thought the other Pain Boy was pretty cool too. I like that he had the big claw and he was looking at it. That was pretty cool, but this is all right. I really like the subtlety that they did with the gradients of the checkerboard. You see the checkerboard has been there, but this has been bleached so many times or somewhat, or maybe sun burnt, and it's faded. You can see it's faded. That's really cool how they did that. That is a very light, either glazing. I can't really deconstruct it as much, or maybe painting or just painting with glazing, just really light checker marks. I don't know. It looks pretty cool. I love the blood splatter. I've done this pattern before. I've done a little hand print, but that was a Malifaux model that I did. That was way back in the day, in the Dizay. Let's see. Oops, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Do not do that. Okay. I was taking it out of there. I think. No. Oh my gosh. There. All right. I pressed on the wrong thing. All right. So here we are. Really great model. Of course, the Weird Boy. Of course, that Weird Boy looks really cool. Looks like there's actually vibe and energy through that. So I really like the Weird Boy. I like his eye. His eye is just insane. Oh, I want to get my hands on this thing. And so does every other painter for competition. So I don't know if I'm going to enter him in competition, but I'm going to paint it for myself. The boys with the options this time, right? The boys with the options, definitely cool. And just look at them. Look at them. When was the last time we had boys? I have so many boys unpainted, but these rebel rousers are absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. All right, so let's go and click over here. See some more boys. Pretty cool. I like the way he has his DACA gun just propped up. He's not even really holding it right. He's just like, just look at my gun. That's going to make you afraid. Right here. This guy is so cool. This guy is biting the bullet. That's what it seems. Although I'm sure a lot of people are going to paint that as a cigar. It seems like likely. And I love this little guy's, his eyes are hidden. Oh my gosh, that's not hair. It's like fur. And he's like almost emo orc. I love emo orc. He is pretty cool. Let's take a look at these boys over here. There goes another emo orc. Oh my gosh. Very cool over here. Fit to fight in Gazkul's army. Look at the squig jumping off here. Oh my gosh. That is so cool. These orcs are fabulous. These orcs are fabulous. And yes, I want to get my hands on them. Am I going to get this box? Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Chris Nihilus says, it's incredible, at least in my city, that there are way more people interested in orcs than in Space Marines part from the box set. I think it's the first time that that happened since 6th edition that had Dark Angels. And I haven't noticed the faded checkerboard on the Pain Boy. What an awesome detail. Yes, it is a really awesome detail. Really, really awesome. And yeah, you know, I'm going to talk about the Space Marines in just a bit. And you're right. People are more interested in the orcs than they are in the Space Marines. And there's a reason behind that. And we'll go look into it. Gretchen. They're going to be absolutely useless in game. People are probably not going to take them, except for me. I will definitely take Gretchen. I will definitely take Gretchen because they are awesome. One of the first miniatures I painted was a Gretchen. So, I mean, that was one of my first miniatures that I've ever attempted that I still kept around here, and it's okay. I mean, I was working on glazing back then. That was in the 90s. Yeah, I was working on glazing in the 90s. I'm still working on glazing in the 2026. But, you know, yeah, I picked up a lot of details. I love how the gun is bigger than his face. It is awesome. This is just a handgun and it is super big. This one's a little bolter. This one's like cannon. Oh my gosh. There's just he's standing on his tactical rock looking bossy. The pokey helmets are awesome as well. Let me see. We have over here more fun stuff. Just fun. I love that top knot. Reminds me of Tasseloff Barefoot from Dragonlance a little bit. All right, next to the War Trike. The War Trike. Let's go. And what a cool model, I have to say. What a flippity-doo cool model, I have to say. I like his missiles, but, you know, orc shooting is terrible, so hopefully they fix that a little bit. That would be amazing. I love the tracks, and it's such an improvement from the older War Trike, I think. The older War Trike looks pretty plain, but this has so many details. Let's look at the side vision over here, the side view. Love that banner. I love this thing is on a little spring mount, it looks like. That's so cool. And yeah, it's amazing. I might have him jump off something. I don't know why am I getting orcs when I have so many orcs, because these are so cool. Like they really went whole hog. And the joke is that they said, "Oh, we finished this edition's box set." And then they look at each other and it's like, "Oh, wait a second. We only have the orcs. What are we going to put? What are we going to put for the Space Marines? We got to have Space Marines. Just throw some plain intercessors. Yeah, do some plain intercessors and change the hoods, put some little elements." Like it seemed like the Space Marine seems like an afterthought a little bit, to be honest. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling. What do you think? That's the thing. This walker looks like a mechanical squig. It has teeth. It has the eyes. It's a mechanical squig. It's what it is. They took a squig and they made it mechanical, which is so cool. And through the middle of his eyes, you got this big blaster. Love that. Love that chain fire. The position of it is okay. It's okay. Hopefully, probably not. Maybe I would chop off one of the legs and change the position of the legs a little bit, just to match it the way I want to. And I think that would be certainly cool. Certainly cool. But yeah, this walker is good. A little squig, big squig. Christella says, I've seen that. Very funny. Yes, that reel was so fun. Oh my god. And it does seem like an afterthought. All right, here is probably going to be the color of the theme of my army. Maybe. I don't know. Flash kits. A little bit of flashiness. Has all the weapons. All the stuff. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't decided. But it's so hard to decide. I do want to paint yellow armor. And I think this is going to be the one where I paint yellow armor. Or, I don't know. Looks amazing, though. I have all this stuff in the background. I think I have all the orcs. At least 3 copies of everything. All right, so let's get into the Spurgeon rights. All right, let's talk about it. We'll give them something to talk about. Okay. All right, so we have the captain with relic shield, which looks amazing. Lots of details. But don't we get one with like the Vanguard veteran? Well, no, it's not Vanguard veteran. It's the shield something or other. In Indominus. Didn't we have that in Indominus? Don't we have one? It's a different position, right? But we do have one. I know that. And it was recently. Did we need a new captain with a relic shield? No. But it does have just about enough purity seals, I think. So I think for the number of purity seals, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is there a 7th one? All right, we don't have enough to. You need at least 10 purity seals on a captain, right? It's okay. I like to write the little jargon that's inside the purity seal. I really like that they put the red little dot accent, like a seal inside a seal. I've been doing that recently, putting a picture separating the writing so it's not just writing, just so I can give it interest. It's proper Blood Angel. It's proper Blood Angel. Yeah, I guess you can paint it as other one, but hey, there it is. Would I, I wouldn't use this in game as much as I'd do a diorama with him and enter him in competition, maybe. I think that's what I'll do with my extra captains and stuff like that. Just enter in a competition and do my best to paint them as good as I possibly can. Now, I don't know what faction I would paint them. I can paint them anything if it's for competition. However, when it comes to my factions, I have Ultramarines. Oh, I haven't painted them yet. I'm thinking about Ultramarines. I mean, I have Rabute Gilliman. I have Martius Calgar. I mean, why not, right? And, Ultramarines, right? They're kind of safe of the older ones because they're plain as vanilla, but it's not like they're going to get rid of Ultramarines, right? I can paint them up as Space Wolves. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I can paint them up at Dark Angels. Maybe this would look like a really cool Dark Angel. I would have to change the leather bits in his between his legs and make it into a robe. I would have to definitely do some green stuffing there and learn how to shape into a robe. But robes are kind of easy to do. Ooh, hello, Alpha Zero. Just started painting again after 25 years. Going Dark Angels. Heck yeah. Eric Berry is in here. No skeleton on the shield. Yes, that's true. That's the difference. There's no actual skeleton on the shield. If you didn't want that skeleton, you no longer have to shave down your shield and put in your Crozius Arcanus Maximus. I'm going to call that the Crozius Arcanus Maximus because it's so huge. You have laurels on the head. More of an ultramarine thing, but hey, there it is. I would definitely swap out the head because he looks too clean for a Space Wolf, maybe. But yes, I am going Dark Angels too, sir. So that is amazing, Eric Berry. I am I am so honored you came back to the hobby, and I'm decimated with honor that you came and watched the show and watched me. That's pretty amazing. We're going to have Kenny Boucher coming up soon. On the 14th, I'm going to re-interview him because the first interview, there was no audio on his side. That was totally my error. I was learning how to do Video Ninja, and I have the entire interview, which went really well. And he agreed to come back on the show to re-record. The first one is going to be there. So we're going to have a visitor on the channel. And I do like to get artists. Are there any artists that you're a fan of? I have Eric Swinson on the channel. I have Trevarian on the channel. I have Vince Venturella on this channel. I have Alessandro Galbi on the channel. If there is anybody you want me to reach out to, for me to interview them, and if you have questions, I reach out because I go to Nova Open and I meet these influencers. They're really cool. And I hang out with them too. I mean, I can't call myself an influencer with my subscription rate, but I am certainly a fan, and I'm not afraid to just walk up to people and say, hey, how you doing? How did you paint that? What is your technique for this? How do you defeat boredom? Like when you're stuck. All right, here goes a new Targaryen. I mean, he kind of looks like, what's the box before Indominus? Gosh, I have it in the closet over there. Whatever the box before Indominus was, the one with the Necrons. Yeah, the Nons with the Necrons. He looks like they recycled him. Like his face, maybe, kind of looks very similar to that guy. That guy had the pose like this. Actually, I have one that's a Rune Priest that came in Kill Team. I have the box of that one itself, but it looks like he's making a second appearance, and he kind of looks like Tigarius, really. But pretty cool, pretty cool. I like his book on the side. I can't wait to paint those fine edge highlighting on each of those pages. Should be good. This nice little detail of the leather duster in the back, like it's worn out on the edges. That's really cool. That looks really cool. And the way that this little area looks like, it almost looks like orcish, like, you know, that one ball in the middle with the other electricities going around it. A little bit. So it's pretty cool as well. I think he looks, I don't know. I think he looks a little better helmeted. That's just me. But if he is going to be a Rune Priest, then I definitely going to have him unhelmeted. Pretty cool stuff going on here. Let's see. Checking the chat right here. We have Alpha Zero saying, wait, hold on. Eric Berry says, I love the Long War. Heck yeah. My man. Man, the myth, the legend. Okay, I'm having trouble painting a skull, and I want to put it above the inner circle companion. I have skulls from the 90s. So base color, Lamia Medan, or none oil. Base color? Base color, you can do Tolerant Sand and get a bone white. And then what you do is you do the Tolerant Sand as the base color, and then you overbrush on the top with white, and then you go to hit it with Seraphon Sepia. Seraphon Sepia, because it keeps it in the brown nature. It looks pretty good. If you have an airbrush, you might want to go over with white and gently rock it back and forth, because white is tricky. Gently walk and get it really close. But if you don't have the skills with the airbrush, it can be passable. You can actually do a little dry brush on there, and it would look just fine. And you can do plenty of skulls in that. You can do corn mount of skulls that way easily and quickly. But yeah, the one you have to do is make sure that you have something to release the dry brush on, dry brush palette, which I saw this one, and I'm going to credit them, where they took a sprue and they poured it with something and they put different things on it, and it became a dry brush palette. It was pretty cool. And I'm going to get that artist and I'm going to give him credit, but I'm going to try it myself on the channel so you can get a free dry brush palette as well. That's in the works. Let's see. No, I mean after the base color. I guess I have to find out dry brush. Yeah, you can dry brush. Oh. The Dark Imperium, thank you, Eric Berry. The Dark Imperium, that's right. He kind of looks like the one from the Dark Imperium. So I have every box since 8th. I still have since 8th edition. I have 8th edition box set, 9th edition box set, and 10th edition box set. I think I have 2 10th edition box sets and 2 9th edition box sets. Oh my, I don't know why. It's ridiculous. Here's the boy. I'm loving this. Oh, they did this right. It's exciting. He's coming off a plume of smoke. He looks like he's flying in the air. Oh, the motion of the purity seals coming off the side looks like he's coming down from it, even on going underneath the between the legs, because he's jumping up and maybe starting to come down. Oh, it's just so cool how he has his gun side cocked like that. That you do not shoot guns like this. If you do, you don't really know what you're doing. But still, he looks BA, man. Definitely cool. But yeah, dry brush if you don't have an airbrush on those skulls. Very cool. I might have some skulls that I have tonight that I'm going to paint up. So maybe I'll paint it up live. I'll phase zero. Maybe we can definitely paint that up and sort that out with you. We can do it together. That would be cool. I got to see what I got. I'm pretty sure I have a something. I'm not going to whip out the airbrush tonight, though. It's just going to be paintbrushing. So if you don't have an airbrush, then yes, you came to the right place. If you do have an airbrush, it's so much easier. But not for just one mini. Like, airbrush is not good for, it's a lot of work to clean them properly and to get them. And they can be finicky. So there's that. But once you got it dialed in, airbrush is your best friend. Like, really. And your worst enemy. This thing is right. I love this thing. I love it. Now, time for the Vanguard veterans. Now, the Vanguard veterans, people complain that they're plain. Like, there's not much to them. But that is the perfect opportunity. If you've been building for years, like I've been building for years, you're gonna have bits. A ton of bits, and you can glam this sucker up as much as you want. There's plenty of room to glam each and every one of these suckers up, and let me tell you, that would work because there's plenty of areas. You can do freehand on here. You can do a whole bunch of stuff. If you're painting to play and you just want to get it on the table, there's less gribbly bits to put on there, so there's that. I kind of like them. I do have jump pack intercessors. I have 20 of them. I don't know what I'm going to do with 20 of them, but there it is. So they look a little samey as them, in my opinion. Maybe a little more glammed out, but I would definitely. Then they don't have the Crozia Sacrana right there, for sure. But I would definitely bling them out in whatever chapter I would do. Maybe Dark Angels. Maybe these guys will become Dark Angels. Possibly. Or maybe I'll just take a unit. Now, I don't know about the weapon loadout. I mean, just having those swords is okay. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. But when the multi-part kit comes out, that's going to be cool. That's going to be pretty cool. And yeah, am I going to pick that up? I don't know. If I paint these up, then yes, I will. Because then I want, at least 20 of everything. I don't know. There's something wrong with me. I like the head options. I love that they include people of color now into 40K. I love that there's variation because everybody should feel like they want to play. You want to attract more. I want more players. I want more people to play 40K. So if that gets people in, let's go. Let's go. I'm all for it. Representation, right? That's what matters. So hot take. People are kind of poo-pooing on these guys, but they're okay. There's room. Banners. Why is it that every edition comes with a banner boy? I think and here's going to be my total here. I think that this box set is better geared for somebody coming into the hobby new, especially the Space Marine side. Because if you don't have a banner bearer, then yeah, okay, cool. If you don't have any, yeah, if you don't have the intercessors, yeah, you need those, right? So there it is. So yeah, the banner bearer, there's a lot of them. I have a ton of them. Which is okay. I like painting banners. I like painting murals. I like and dislike that this is embossed. Because I mean, I could just green stuff over this and make a banner if I wanted to and do like some epic mural freehand stuff if I wanted to. But this banner looks pretty cool. I love the way they did the non-metallic metal on here. That Aquila is really nice. The two-headed eagle is something I'm a fan of. I'm a 32nd degree Mason, and we have that as our symbol, Scottish Rite. It's the Roman eagle is what it is. And so I'm a big fan. Intercessors. Okay. Okay. This one. Okay. So you have your gun. Does he have a chainsword? Because I can give him one. I can back saddle one onto him. Like I see these things and people are saying, oh, well, it's just different. They have those elements of the older Marines, which is great. I think the Primaris Marines, the tagline Primaris should kind of go away and they just say intercessors. I mean, at this point, because that's what they're doing anyway. They kind of phased out the firstborn, and now they're going into not just Primaris, but just Marines. It's just what they're called now. Instead of Primaris Marines, they're not really as special as where they were when they were brand new and introduced to the firstborn. They are something now that it's a staple. It's commonplace. So I think they successfully replaced the firstborn now, and I think intercessors should just be intercessors. What the? I'm sorry. I just saw this gun over here, and why is this here? What is that? Are those? What is that? Are those bullets imprinted? And what could that mean? How many campaigns he's been in? I don't know. That's a little confusing to me right here. Also, friend Freak, if you have a scope, this thing is too high and it's blocking it. So what are you really looking at? What are you looking at? That's not how scopes work. But that's interesting. Okay. All right. We have the great helmet over there. Great. And I've been messing around with it because my Space Wolves actually have a mix of everything. And that's exactly how I built it. So are these going to see my Space Marines? Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I'll just start a Kakaradon army. I have the shoulder pads. I bought shoulder pads for Kakaradon, so I could do that. But honestly, ooh, I love that they cross-drilled this. Look at this. Oh, what the? There's more bullet markings, and this one's upside down for reasons. I don't even match. I don't know if I like that. What do you think, chat? Do you like that? I like that they cross-drilled this this rifle barrel. Not only did they come into the front, but they went in through this side. That's how I do it. I vent it out. It looks really cool. They put the extra effort in. I appreciate that. Good job. Good job, heavy metal team. I really like that the Purity Seal is wrapped around the gun. That's a neat touch. That's a neat touch. Let me check the chat again. All right. I don't know. These 25-year-olds called yellow naturally. I don't even want to paint them. Then don't. Throw them on there. Just throw them on there. Maybe put some, put a wash on there and just pull it up so this way it has nice shadows and contrast and just leave it. Or maybe just barely touch a little bit of Screaming Skull. Just a little bit. But you have the yellow already, and that could be your base for the skull. There, Alpha Zero. I have an unlimited. Oh, yeah. Chris Nellis says the problem is, who's this box for? If it's for newbies, then why nostalgia bait? And why the plan for veterans? If it's for veterans, then why the captain with the shield and the intercessors? Well, I think, and it's a great question. Great question. I think that it's for newbies, but they know their audience because they know we are plastic cracks hoes, right? We just got to have it, right? And, well, it's the same thing with a new position. Got to have it, right? Well, at least, unfortunately, that's how I collect. And yikes, I'm a collector, I think. So I think it's for that. I think that this box set in particular could be passed on veterans and then wait for the boxes for the Vanguard veterans to have like the multi-part kits and stuff like that and just source those out. I don't think this box set is specifically for veterans. I think it's more for newbies, but they have the nostalgic because they're no longer going to call it Primaris anymore. It's just going to be intercessors, I think. I think that's the direction that they're going. That's just my opinion about the matter. I think they're going to do that. But it also maybe brings in some people, and just for the nostalgia, they buy the box set. They may or may not paint them, but they buy the box set because of the nostalgia. I mean, there's that too. I'm sure Games Workshop wants to make money. I think that's their plan. So, great question, Chris. Great question. Alpha Zero says, Inner Circle companions are so awesome. Probably the coolest Space Marines. Yes, I think they're really awesome too. I unfortunately do not have Inner Circle companions, I think. Or I think I just have 3 and I don't have whatever the max is. I need 2 more boxes. Just wait until Dawn of War 4 and Total War Warhammer 40k releases. Warhammer is going to get a massive influx of people in this year. Maybe because people who play video games like playing video games. Like people who play Magic, they love card games, So I might bring some people into a game store and they'll look at a 40k game, and here's where I'll shine because my armies are fully painted and they're display worthy. So hopefully just looking at my army saying, oh my God, they're drop dead gorgeous, I got to have it. Maybe that'll bring more people, because I try to bring more people into the hobby. Because again, I want more people to play with. Like the more people we have in this game, the more revenue 40k. It's not just the hobby, because Warhammer is not the hobby. Warhammer is definitely the biggest company of miniatures makers, but not the hobby. Like there's other games out there. I play Malifaux 2 every now and again with my wife, and I play Vince Venturella's game. I play Rain and Iron and Rain and Hell. Those are fun. I play. That's pretty much it. That's non-Warhammer based, because I do play Warhammer Underworlds with my wife as well, and we enjoy that too. But there's only so many games you can play. But I'll tell you, Games Workshop is not the hobby. They just have a lot of releases and a lot of money to put out releases like the way they do. And they play on FOMO and they play on your fear. So there's a lot to it. I think so. But I hope you are right, Alpha Zero. I hope we see a massive influx of people playing the game. And I hope this game becomes as mainstream as D&D. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Into our hobby. All right, intercessors are done, and then the Eradicator squad with heavy bolters. All right, Eradicators. I do have things with heavy bolters. I have heavy assault intercessors. Heavy intercessors or something like that. I bought this yellow box. I think it was not the Gathering Storm. It was somewhere after. I forgot which campaign that was. But there was one that they released one for the White Scars, and they released one for the Oh, so many different ones. So obviously Space Marines, they have that one as well, but they also had one for I don't know, I bought one that was with Siege Masters. Yellow armor. Fist, not Crimson Fist. Imperial Fist. Right. Imperial Fist. And they had a lot of heavy bolters in there. But I think this armor's a little thicker. I think there's armor on top of armor. If you look at that, you got the shoulder pad in the second. Well, they all do. But the way they put it in this, it just looks so layered. I know, it looks like this armor is thicker. I don't know. What do you think? 3 up save? 2 up save? 2 up save? 2 up save? That would be awesome. That would get me in. This has like the infiltrator kind of thing going on, or maybe the Terminator kind of optics in there. Hopefully they have a larger range or a better, yeah. I think maybe 2 up with this little thing in there. That would be awesome. Checkerboard. See, here's the now conspiracy theory on. Let me get that hat, right? Let me get. I'm putting on the tinfoil hat over here. But look at the checkerboards. Did they not go wholly on the orcs? I think even the heavy metal team was like, yeah, this is an orc box. It just happens to have Space Marines in it. So yeah, look at that. Look at that. That's definitely an orky thing to do. Okay. And they did the fade too. They were good with that fade. I gotta learn how to do that fade now. I'm excited. I'm excited to learn the checkerboard fade. That's what it is. And then the land speeder, which very few people are going to take, but it looks cool. I don't know. I don't think this is going to be used in the tournament setting, but for your home games, yeah, absolutely. I think that would be fine. I have the Storm Speeder, which everybody hates on that because of the guy in the middle. But the vehicle itself kind of looks cool. It's just a guy in the middle that really throws it off. It makes it really, really funky. I heard that the ATV is going to actually stay. At first, I thought it was going to go. But I have an ATV, and I think I would add extra shielding on the front because it doesn't make sense that the tire is exposed in the front and the person driving is exposed in the front. And then all the armor's on the back. It's like, what are they going to do? 360, 180 drifts every time they attack somebody. 180 drift. 180 drift. I got the armor back there. That's where I need. Doesn't make sense. So I might actually invest into making some armor panels out of other vehicles and do some kit bashing for that to make the ATV look a little more sensible. I don't know. But I do like the smoke plumes, and hopefully that connection is sturdy, because I remember the plastic clear rods on things. Those always broke off. Those always broke off. I even have some for the Tau. So is the land speeder? Do I have a land speeder? No. Nobody does. But no, they don't have the old one. But this one looks pretty cool. I mean, it has the missiles, and if it has more firepower than the other one, I mean, I don't know. I don't think so. Than the land speeder. Here they are in Ultramarines. That's a lot of them. 3 of them. Nice. No, not this guy. I don't think that's a. Or it might be. No, that's not. So 2 of them. They look all right. They. True, the Space Marine half is underwhelming. The Orc half, if you play Orcs, yeah, that's your jam, that's your jelly, and everything in between. I think that is really, really great. All right. Total War is going to be a banger 100%. Yeah, Total War looks amazing. I have the Old World Total War, I think it was, or one of those games. Chris says it's 3 up, but toughness 6. Okay. T6, I'll take T6. It's all right. It's not going to get me to take down a Storm Surge, but it's all right. But there's plenty of things you can take down with D6. Chris says, I'm painting Havocs right now. Ooh, Space Marine Eradicators. Wish they had the prestige and coolness of the Havocs. Havocs are amazing. I do not have any Havocs. Not yet. What? There goes a question. What is your favorite faction? What is my favorite faction? I don't have a favorite. Well, maybe Space Wolves. Maybe. They are pretty cool. I guess. They are really cool. They are really cool. I like Dark Angels too. Like, the most I have painted are Tau and Space Wolves. So I started that first. Now, Space Wolves was the first army I painted. I did paint some Grots, but I never painted an army of orcs. I just liked the Grots and I wanted to practice painting. So they seemed like a cheap kit to get and a pretty good quality kit that I can learn some painting detail on. I don't know. The favorite? I can't hands down say. I can't. I cannot hands down say. Why? Because there's so many and I have so many armies. And since my wife and I play, I mean, just take an army out of the case and let's play a game. That's how we do. That's how we do. But I only have 2 painted right now. I think T-Suns might be next. I'm sort of leaning into T-Suns a little bit. But I got Angron sitting too, you know. That's there's so many things, you know. I have the Ever Chosen. Oh no, that's for AOS. I'm sorry. Let's not even talk about how many AOS armies I have. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I have more Warhammer 40k or more AOS armies. I don't know. I got at least 10 each. It's 20 armies? Something like that. 24 armies? Something like that. All over 2,000 points. It is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. Nobody needs that. Nobody knows. All right, so. Woo. If I had to pick one. But is it for the right reasons? Like, I would say Space Wolves because I have Space Wolves and I'll enjoy playing Space Wolves. I haven't really played the other factions and I kinda know what they play like. Kinda. I mean, I bought them because they looked cool. I bought codexes too, but I haven't really read them. I bought them in case I painted the army and other people wanted to play them. So Space Wolves. I'm going to go Space Wolves. I'm going Space Wolves. But that's tentatively. My favorite mini is the one I'm painting right now. That's how it always works with me. Let's see. Yes. Warhammer 40k is the amount of money I spent on them, on miniatures. And I bought so many paints that they gave me the rack. Two racks. I have 2 store paint racks. I have 3 cameras and I built my own station. I got a lot of stuff. I got an obsessive amount of stuff. I am a 40k hoarder. Thank you. That's what I am. I have some videos on that. You can take a look at the massive armies that I have. Chris says, my AOS army is massive, about 12,000 points, painted the last time I checked, sitting on the shelf since 2nd edition. I hated 3rd edition. It's so much. It's unreal. Oh, okay. Which AOS armies do you have? Army. Interesting. Because right now I have Seraphon, Stormcast Eternals, painted. Not completely painted, but I have a force. What else? Flesh Eater Courts. I have a full army of Flesh Eater Courts. I could take that to a tournament any day, all day. What else? Painted. I think that's it. Painted. I think that's it. For AOS. 3rd of the. Yeah. It gets a little confusing because every time I go to sit down to play a game, the rules change. Like I have a new General's Handbook. And I'm like, oh, well, now everything has changed now. Another General's Handbook, huh? It just, the years go by so quickly. It's because, you know, I teach and I do so many other things. YouTubing isn't my only job, so not that this is a job. This is fun. The Hedonists. So if you've been playing for a while, the Hedonists of Slaanesh, you got the booby ones, right? That's interesting. I mean, hey, is it a kid's game? I don't know, but I mean that just matched Slaanesh. Pardon me, I need a drink of water. This is good. Good stuff. Awesome Dads explore dungeons and slay dragons. I do have a D&D campaign that I am running. I am DMing. That's fun. I started in 1998. What edition was that? Oh, that's when I started teaching, bro. And I had an 88 Mustang. 1998. What edition? For AOS, it would be Old World, I guess. The Warhammer Fantasy Battles. For 40K, I think that's third. I think that's third. I don't think it's Road Traeger. Road Traeger wasn't the 80s. And you're not stupid. Is The Lord of the Rings a kid's book? Well, I don't know if it is or it isn't, but I certainly read it to my daughter. She's 7. So, but yeah, Slaaneshi ow ow. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so let's get on. Let me see. Painting overlay, talking overlay, just me. Okay. Whoosh. All right, now it's just me, and for some reason the camera is wonky. Get that back. Okay. That's it. Here's my chainsword. Oh, chainsword. I 3D printed that. That was fun. I do have an episode on there. You know what I don't like? All the new editions don't come with these little posters that they put in there, the cardboard, just so the miniatures don't get damaged. They got lazy. They only just put the Warhammer symbol now, but they used to have these things on there. And yes, I've collected them. So, because I bought enough boxes. So, all right. So let's get into the main topic of the day. What every 40K Space Marine army says about you. So, okay. Let's start with the Space Marines. They're generic, they're codex compliant, they're the best of everything, master of none. This says you like reliability. You enjoy being the baseline. You don't want any gimmicks. You don't want an army that functions in a way. You probably say things like, they're solid. And you mean that in the highest compliment. You want an army that works every edition. And they do. They do. They're always meh, vanilla, all right. But yes. Speaking of Space Marines, let's talk about the Ultramarines. Ultramarines, you like being correct. Yep. That's you. You like being correct. You follow the rules. You read the lore. You probably own a codex on the release day that it came out, and you enjoy the flexibility and pretending that you're not the default choice. You pretend that, but you are the default choice of the Ultramarines. Like that is the poster child, right? They are the standard for a reason is your motto. Certainly. Let's see. No. But my wife, I did not paint these pictures. No. My wife painted this one though. She's an artist too. And I do canvas. I do have canvas paintings, but these are not mine. No, these come from many boxes, and there's a cardboard. If you buy a newer box, of 40K models, there's a cardboard that separates the minis from the books and stuff like that. So this way the books don't get damaged from the minis. And it used to be that they had the print of the cover of the box set on these little cool cardboard pieces. And I thought they were really, really cool. So I posted them up there. But yeah, I know I could post. Oh, my kid drew this Space Wolf. So there's that. 7 years old. But I did write this stuff on the purity seal down here. I don't know if you can see that. And there's a painting over here that one of my students made for me way back in the Dizzy. Let's get into Dark Angels, though. Dark Angels, you enjoy secrets. You like pretending that your army is loyal while hiding several extremely suspicious details under that rug. You definitely enjoy elite units and, of course, inner circles. Tell me I'm wrong. I love all those things. Let's talk, and I have notes here that I'm reading from. Let's talk here about the Blood Angels now. And Blood Angels, you're emotional, and you're proud of it. You like tragic heroes, jump packs, dramatic charges. You believe that the best solution is to hit harder. And your motto is, this is where we fight. Love that. Love that. Let's see. Chris says, after a month of tests and interviews, I beat 1,000 guys and was in the final to become the AOS game designer. What? This was me and another guy. He won because he already worked in the rival company. Since then, I always see AOS and I think I would have done things different. So maybe I'm just a little bitter. No, you have every right to. You have every right to, sir. If you're a game designer and you see so many holes, and there are holes in AOS right now. Yes, Dark Angels are definitely a solid choice. Go plasma heavy. But yeah, man. If you're a game designer, you can see all the flaws and how you would have done things differently. And I can see that you being upset at that. I see that. But I think that they're going to shift from all the realms to one world, right? And they might get rid of the gods because it's kind of weird that a little guy can just like, I hit you with your last wound. I killed a god. Seems a little odd. Or maybe I could just imagine that you just incapacitated him or her. Thinking Alariel right here. But I love painting the minis. Those are my favorite. But yeah, it definitely could be better. And they really need to work in there. I wish they would listen to you. I think there is a place where you can give your advice and they will listen to, but I'm not sure of that place. And it's probably flooded. Let's talk Space Wolves and what it says about me. You like personality. You enjoy characters, sagas, ignoring authority. You probably don't call your units by their official names. Those are my axe-wielding Wolfer McWolfertons. I have to say, I played a game against my wife, right? And I'm actually currently playing the game because we have the game set up on the table. Nobody else is using it. So we'll play like a round, or we'll play like a turn, and then we'll just leave it there, and play whenever we can, right? But Ulrich the Slayer, right? She didn't know who he was. And he comes in, right? He's headlong. The mission is that I have to get across the table. And what's across the table? Fortified buildings and Tau gun line. Just running into the grind mill, right? So just running in and trying to survive as much as I possibly can. So of course I bring tanks. Of course I try to shove those Marines as close as I possibly can to those fortifications and go through the windows. And like, it's just very thematic. It looks really, really cool. And Ulrich the Slayer passes the threshold. He's attached to a unit. The unit gets completely wiped out. And then It was Ulrich's turn. He has 1 hit point left. Just one, right? 6 volleys with broadsides, with battlesuit units. 6 volleys. 6 attacks. He survived. And every time he survived, I said, and you will know my name is Ulrich the Slayer. And now she knows. She knows it's Ulrich. I was so lucky. 6 units attacked him. 1 hit point. I can't ask more from a unit. Like, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Let's see. Alpha Phase Zero. Thank you. The Dark Angels, the First Legion of the Space Marines. Great story. Lionel Johnson wakes up in the games coming up this year. Maybe it's a clue. Maybe. I do have Lionel. I want to paint him. I want the lion. When is 11th edition coming? Is it June? I think it's June. Mid-June? Late June? No, early June. June 6th, pre-order, and then 2 weeks. Okay. There's a cool trailer of the game. Lionel Johnson's waking up from the Dawn of War 4 series. There's the book. I haven't read it yet, but he forest walks, and it does everything about Lionel Johnson. I highly recommend the book if you're interested in Dark Angels, so you can get a little more insight on Lionel himself and what he thinks and how he is right now. But let's talk about Black Templars, another one of my armies on Sprue. You have aggressively committed. You hate psychers. You love melee. You believe faith is a viable strategy. And you probably shout battle cries unironically. So it's like, no fear, no mercy. It seems like a Black Templar thing to do. Moving on to Deathwatch. You enjoy being special. You like elite forces, bespoke loadouts, and reminding people that your Marines are different. Your motto is, these aren't your normal Space Marines. Grey Knights. Oh yeah, I forgot. I do have some Grey Knights. Maybe 1,000 points. You like being elite and mysterious. You enjoy having fewer models, more rules, and explaining why your army is very special and very secret. Your tagline would be, you just wouldn't understand, you know? They don't come from the Emperor. They come from that other dude. Malachi? No. I forgot his name. He died on the Golden Throne. The Emperor's right-hand man. That's who made the Grey Knights. The Adeptus Custodes. Adeptus Custodes. You hate moving models. You want maximum power per miniature. You enjoy being terrifying with half an army. And your saying would be, yes, that is my whole list. Go Adeptus Custodes. I have some Adeptus Custodes. I have well over 2,000 points, but you don't need a lot of models for that, which is great. All right, next up, I have here Adeptus Mechanicus. Let's go Mechanicus. You enjoy the complexity and suffering. You like layered rules, weird synergies, and explaining why your army works if everything lines up. Your tagline would be, just let me finish my buffs. They are a hard army to get. If you get your buffs though, you can really do well. Let's talk about the Guard, aka Astra Militarum. You respect the grind. You enjoy tanks and infantry blobs and winning through sheer numbers. You absolutely believe that the regular humans can solve anything with enough firepower. Your tagline? we have reserves. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking here. What about Adeptus Sororitas, the Sister of Battle? You like faith-powered violence. Faith-powered violence. You enjoy miracle dice, dramatic moments, and being underestimated. Your tagline would be, watch this save. Chris says, ooh, excuse me. Chris says, are there Chaos Legions too? Yes, I have. I should have everything here. Tyranids, Stealers, Tau Empire, Xenos, Chaos. Yep. I'm going to talk about Chaos. You can tell me what you think about it. All right. Just going through the list here. I have notes on everything. I was writing this for a very long time. And I had it on the reserves just in case I would go live. So let's see. We have Imperial Knights, which I have quite a few of. You like spectacle. You enjoy big models, big guns, and being the center of attention. Your tagline is, that's one model. Just one. We got others. You shot him down? That's just one. Now let's talk about Chaos. Yes. Okay. Chaos Space Marines. You like flexibilities with spikes. You enjoy being dangerous but unpredictable, and you probably have strong opinions about which Legion is the best. Your tagline is, we were better before. Until, everything went to... Let's see. Let's get into each one, though. Black Legion. You like being the main villain. You enjoy versatility and lore importance. You probably quote Abaddon defensively. Your tagline is, this time, the plan works. After all the other crusades, right? Let's talk World Eaters. You hate subtlety. You like charging, fighting, and turning your brain off. Your tagline would be, I move forward. It's what I do. If you're not running, you're not charging, what are you doing? Let me see. Perfect time for PC game and the 11th edition. That's why they show Lionel Johnson. Release dates also match. I heard Dark Angels need a buff. Maybe they get it. I do. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure they'll get a buff. Every army gets a buff when the Codex releases. Always. That's just it. Codex releases, they get overpowered, and then get like a little bit of Codex creep going on. That's what usually happens. Although the detachments kind of got rid of the Codex creep, but I don't know. There's always an overpowered Legion that gets nerfed like right after the next competition because everybody just abuse the heck out of it. And then you sell your army to buy a new army so you can win the competitions if you're that kind of person. All right, let's talk Death Guard. You are patient. You enjoy durability, inevitability, and watching opponents slowly lose hope. Your tagline? I'm still here. You may have shot 20,000 shots, but I'm still here. T-Sons, let's go. You enjoy being clever and annoying. You like psychic phases, layered tricks, and bending the rules. Your tagline would be, actually, that's mortal wounds. Not just wounds, mortal wounds. I play Creations of Bile, but I have to recognize that the World Bearers are the best Legion. Also, I love Erebus. Ooh, that's a bold statement. You like Lorgar? But yes, I have the Spider myself, although he doesn't like to be called that. I love the Spider. I read all of the books. I love him. He's great. I never knew I would like him until I read the books, the Clone Wars and all that. Yeah, it's one of the Clone Wars, I guess. All right. Let's talk Emperor's Children. You enjoy excess and perfection. You like speed, aggression. You like being stylish while doing damage. Your tagline is, you must deal with this. What are you going to do about this? You keep on putting things on the table. Coming out of reserves like, what? And believe me, that's kind of hard. Especially the Flawless Blades. I do have an Emperor's Children army. I do. I'll paint them one day. Let's talk Chaos Knights, though. You like intimidation. You enjoy making your opponent's problems solved immediately. Your tagline is, that's what you brought? Good luck. Chaos Demons, which are going away, I think. I don't know. I hope not. You like vibes. You enjoy randomness, flavor. You enjoy being hard to categorize. I had to say that in that voice. Your tagline there, reality is optional. I'm just going to come out the warp, baby. All right, let's see what we got here. Lorgar is okay. He is the best Primarch, but I don't like Primarchs. Oh, I love to paint Primarchs. I have a thing for Primarchs. Child of Chaos. The short story of Erebus. Childhood is so freaking amazing. Best story in 40K. I'm going to have to look that up. Are there any books that you recommend, Chris? Let me know. I would love to read some about that. If you're this excited about it, then I want to join on that hype train. All right. Let's get into Chaos Demons individually. I say Corn Demons. You like violence, no tricks, just blood. Your one word is fight. Tzeentch Demons. You like plans within plans and dice manipulation. And your tagline is, well, that die changes. Gotta change that one right there. Nurgle Demons. You like patience and you enjoy outlasting people. Your tagline is, I'm not dying. Slaaneshi Demons. You like speed and pressure. You like to force mistakes. Your tagline is, deal with me if you can. There's my chaos spiel. We're going to move on to Xenos next. Child of Chaos is the story of Erebus. I got to check out Child of Chaos. Definitely go to order that. Maybe audiobook it because I do have a long commute to work. Let's talk Xenos. Aldari, the craft world. You enjoy finesse. You like speed, tricks, rewarding skill, but also complaining when things go wrong. Your tagline, if I misplay, I lose, because they're glass cannons. Yeah, me too. The Fabius Bile trilogy. I love those books. I miss Josh Reynolds, yeah. Yeah, definitely a legend. I love his stuff on AOS too. Josh Reynolds was great. So, like one book with Neferata. Oh my God, so good. So good. Drukhari. Let's get into all the Eldari. You enjoy being a menace. You like speed, cruelty, and punishing mistakes instantly. Your tagline is, you messed up. Harlequins, which I don't have an army for, but I am intrigued. I do like the Harlequins. I would love to paint those checkerboard patterns. Oh, so difficult to do. Such a challenge, and I'm up for it. Okay. Harlequins, you like being different. You enjoy complexity, movement tricks, and confusing opponents. Your tagline is, you can't catch me. Let's talk about Necrons. I have a large army of Necrons. I just got the new Catan as well. And the old one. Void, Dragon, and Nightbringer. Can't wait to redo the Jester, because I gotta have the trio. Necrons, like my buddy Necrons and More, Idig Beer, 40K. Great guy. Across the pond. Necrons, you like inevitability. You enjoy durability, resurrection, and reminding people that killing your army doesn't end the problem. And of course, the tagline is, "We'll be back." How could it not be? Let's talk orcs. You are here for fun. You like dice, chaos, and yelling. Winning is optional. Violence is not. Your tagline is, of course, it has to be, come on, you can do it too. 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Can there be any other tagline? There cannot. All right, let's talk Tyranids. I have a small force, 500 points, maybe. I got the box set. I think that's about it. Whatever's in the Tyranid box in Dominus, that's what I have. Because I never really went hard on Tyranids. It's not my thing. Carapaces, stuff like that. Tyranids, you enjoy overwhelming pressure. You like synergy and board control, and devouring everything. Your tagline is, there is only hunger. Gene Stealer cults. You enjoy being annoying and clever. You like ambushes, tricks, and winning by outthinking your opponent. Your tagline would be, surprise. The Tau Empire, my now defunct wife's army that I spent 6 years painting. I still have a Tau and Arnie to paint. And Kroot. I have Kroot box. I gotta paint them for them. Tau Empire. You like shooting. You like clean lines, coordination, and staying far away from melee. Your tagline is, don't touch me. Leagues of Votann. You like grudges and efficiency. You like durable units, solid shooting, and reminding people that you're not squats, actually. Your tagline would be like, I remember. Because you have those big memorization things. Alrighty. I think that's all of them. Have I missed one? Have I missed one? Good idea. Let me see if I have. Check my notes real quick. I think that's it. Okay, I think that's it. Okay. There is my notes. I have finished all the Chaos Armies. Tell me if I hit it on the nose or if I am completely out of it. Okay. All right, so I think maybe it's time for me to set up on the painting table, which is across the room. So I'm going to be right back while I set that up. I don't think it's going to be more than 5 minutes, if that. Okay, I just got to get this mic to my painting table and not destroy things in the process. I'm going to paint up some head takers today, and hopefully I have some skulls so I can show you what I'm talking about there. When it comes to painting skulls, I think there are. I might get some bases done. We'll see. But one thing I don't need are these glasses because I use them to see far away and I can't really see really close. So I'm going to put the waiting screen and then I will be right back. And I'll tell you, I'll be right back. When I say I won't right back, I'm going to be right back. So I'm going to put some music on. Let me get some music on while I transition. No. Why did I close that? I'm getting music right here. What should I do? What should I do? Ooh, something is inspired now. No. Let's try this. Ready? That's the one we had earlier. It's nice. Okay. Check the volume on it. All right. That sounds pretty good. I'm going to keep that in low. This off. Nice. Like that jam. Anyway, let's go into, be right back. All right. Thank you so much for joining me, Chris. I appreciate you and think you're amazing. And thank you for joining. And yeah, so cool. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So let's see. I have, let's see where the desk is. Okay. I have poster tack over here on cork with some cardboard or particle board, I think it was. And I cut that out and make a little stand. It's kind of very nice. Kind of nice. And that's where I put my heads for the head stickers. This is my poster tack, and I keep that top of my brush cleaner. This is, I've had this thing forever, and it's still almost full, so goodness. All right, let's get this stuff organized a little bit. I'm going to get into painting some head takers. Let me show you what I'm working on. All right, here is a head taker. I just finished this head, and yeah, it's kind of interesting. Did all wet blending over here for the sword and for the axe, and pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. Not done. Still going at it. Got some things to do to finish this guy up. However, are there any skulls? Did I do all the skulls already? Gosh darn it. Let me see. There's a, no, that's a wolf emblem. Come here. Let me see. Ugh. You can see the skull over here. I already did them. Maybe this one is a little plain. I can definitely do that on the shield so I can show you, but that's tiny. That is tiny. Anyway. Yeah, and there I have 6 of them on the table over here. I think I'm just going to work on one to completion without the base, and then we'll start working on the next one and just get them down to rotation. All right. Take the web palette. I do have a Masterson's web palette. Scene's Better Days. But pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay. Let's get into paint. If you are painting, this is a good time to pick up your brush. Put me on in the background. Maybe type something to me. That would be amazing. No, I'm going to finish this one first. But I can definitely show you a little something on maybe I can do it on a base. Maybe I can do it on a base. Maybe. Paint one of these. What do you think? I gotta glue it down to something. Or maybe. Okay, let's cut this out. I'm gonna glue this skull so I can show you what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about. These usually go for the bases. This is the Citadel skull box. I have a second one. This is my first one. I have a second box of everything, I think. All right, I'm going to scrape off any mold lines this has. Starting with this. Right on the top of the cranium. That's what I'm afraid of. Losing some stuff. All right. Hey guys, I have a Patreon, but I don't want you to join it yet. I'm going to put up some videos first showing wet blending. And maybe I'll do this one as well. Maybe closer because the live camera is kind of locked into place. Let me see if I can. Maybe I can get it a little closer. What do you think? I don't know. I don't want to mess with it because there's a lag and everything is set to perfection and all this other stuff. But oops, I almost dropped it. Oh, I definitely dropped it. And I dropped it into paint. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's fine. It's never a disaster. If one, you can clean it up quickly, and two, you could always put paint over it. No layer of paint is the final layer of paint. If you don't like it, you could put a little bit of paint over it. As long as you're working in thin successive layers and not globbing it on there, you're good to go. All right, I'm going to take this, and where is that? Where is, okay, I'm just going to get it. Okay. All right, this is a head for a captain, I think I did. Because it has that peg on there, and these don't have that peg, so I think I did the wrong one. But I'm going to take this. It's a nail with some poster tack. And I'm going to put it on top of here. Staying up a little late tonight. It's kind of rough. Okay, there. Okay, hopefully you can see that. If not, let me see if I can zoom in. But it's going to take a little while for me to get the... No, I can't. I can't zoom in because I can't get the autofocus. Maybe I can. Hold on. I'm going to zoom in, hit the autofocus, focus on this. Let me see. Let me see. Can I? Can you see that? I hope you can. We'll see. If not, then I'll definitely do that. Okay. So we're going to start off with dark. I like to start off dark because shadows, right? So that's the first thing I'm going to do is the shadows. So I'm going to start off with a nice, rich brown. Okay. And the brown is going to be Rhinox hide. But you can choose any brown. I don't know if you can see it. You can't really see it. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to go back. Sorry. It's so blurry. All right. I'll do the best I can with this. But it's pretty simple. So let's get into it. I'm going to shake up. Now, I do have a paint shaker because I'm spoiled. Man, am I spoiled. I'm going to use the throwaway brush because we're just putting a base coat on there. And this one is for you, sir. I'm going to dip that into water. And what I'm doing here is just going into water. I wet my brush and I'm going over here. Hopefully you can see that. See how it just draws back a little bit when I paint. I do like wet palettes. If you don't have one, they're like $15, man. It's not a total investment. It's not like a Warhammer box or something like that. And Masterson's is pretty cheap. You can do Redgrass Games. Those are also very good if you want to spend a little more. But this I've been working with the same thing forever, and I never needed to change it. Okay, Rhinox hide, one of my favorite browns, a nice little chocolate. I'm going to paint that up. Okay, we got to wait for this to dry. Now, I do have a hair dryer over here, but I don't want to blound out your ears with the blow dryer. So while that dries, put it to the side, come back to it just a little bit. Let me work on something. I'm going to work on you, buddy. What am I missing here? I wonder if I can, if I can just do a little bit of glazing to cover the opacity that is that shiny metallic metal. I think I can. It's going to take several coats to do. Now, what I'm using for this is Fantasy and Games, Scale 75 Amaranth Blue. And I'm just glazing. You can water these things down and they don't lose their medium because they're gel medium. And the gel kind of just sticks there. And you can just thin it down with some water. Just going to clean this sucker up. It's going to be a little brighter towards the top, giving it a little transition towards the bottom. And there we go. Actually, I want the bottom as well. Yeah. That's pretty good. Just cleaning up these little emblems that you have on the cloaks. I guess they attach the cloaks to the armor. They look pretty cool. Glaze this in. Okay, we have some Amaranth Blue. It's coming out really nice. Okay. Blue, my man. That's looking really isolated and really nice. Let's go and check on. By the way, I'm using Fumui Kolinsky Sable brushes right now, and I got them on Amazon, and I got them for like $30 for an entire set, and they're Kolinsky Sable, and right now they are really rocking it. I have a lot of brushes. Okay, so next up, what we're gonna do. Normally you can airbrush this really easy, but if you don't have an airbrush, I'm gonna do a little tutorial. What I do have is some Screaming Skull. And I'm not going to use that yet. But I am going to use Talloran Sand. All right, that's right here. This is Steel Element. Talloran Sand's over there. I'm too lazy. I'm just going to use a different brown. That's how I paint. All right. But it's a nice little khaki. You need a khaki. All right, so I'm going to get a nice little khaki. And I'm going to show you what I'm doing on the brush here, what I'm doing here. So I have Rhinox hide, and I just took that new brown. And now what I'm going to do is take a little bit of that and mix it into the middle. Now my brush was already wet with this, so I'm going to take a little bit of this and mix it in the middle. And what I'm going to do is come up with a little middle ground. Yes, something that's not entirely this and not entirely Rhinox hide. It's just something a little bit darker right in the middle. Now we can do a triad or a step up in color. I think it needs a little more Rhinox hide. A little more Rhinox hide. Wow, this Steel Alien Drab is pretty strong. Okay, there. That looks like a half step. You're not Big Daddy Kane, so you know half stepping, right? All right. So we already went from this, so we're going to take the mid-tone here, the mid-color that we mixed up together. And yes, you can mix colors. It's fine. You'll be fine. And we just put it on the top. Put that into camera view. Put that on the top. So you have to think, where's the sun going to hit this thing? So I'm going to put that mid-tone right there. Now, with it wet, I'm going to go into the Steel Illusion Drab, and I'm going to mix it on the top. There it is, nice and mixed. So this way the colors blend into each other. There we go. All right. It's looking good. Nice little skull. All right. Okay, now while that's still wet, now I grab the Screaming Skull. Mix it together. Take a little bit out. Put it onto the palette. And we're going to take some of the Steel Legend Drab. And we're going to put that onto the Screaming Skull. So we have another light step that we're going to do right now. And we're going to just touch it right on the top. Touch it right on the brow. And drag your brush down. Not all the way, just so it can hit the tips and not the recesses. You see that? Tips and not the recesses. Okay, now we have some indents on the skull over here, so I'm just going to go and bypass that. There we go. And I'm going to bypass this. This is a very Richard Gray thing to do. Leave some of that open and define some of the areas with just negative spaces. He is a master at doing that. I am okay. I'm fine. All right, now we got a nice little tone right there. I'm just gonna glaze this. See that? I just wet the paintbrush. We're just gonna glaze the edges, just very lightly. There's hardly enough paint in there to do just about anything, but we're just making it hazy. That's what we're doing. We're making this area hazy, but definitely darker. But you just don't want like really harsh lines, you know? You want to have a transition. You want to see it like hazy. It's very hard to explain it aside than making it hazy. But yeah, look, there it is. So now you have the darker things. They're there, but they're not too pronounced. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is, want this area right here to be covered. Okay, good. This area too. Okay, good. So now we have a nice little realistic looking skull, which is pretty cool. Can we leave it there? Yeah, it looks amazing. There's no reason to touch this. Absolutely no reason. That's why I'm going to touch it. Now I'm going to take my ultra highlights, which is, again, the Screaming Skull. We're not touching the Wraith Bone just yet. If we want to, I don't know. If you want it to glow. If you want the skull to glow, that's a different story. Now I'm touching the cheeks, bones, connected to the brow bone. So I'm going on that. So essentially I'm doing little edge highlights around the eyes, around the nose, and then picking out the teeth one at a time. Okay, there. Now we have that, and that looks great. Let me get the cheeks on this side, on the right side. I'm going to get the cheeks on the left side. Right there. There you go. And now, don't have to worry about the skull so much, but I'm going to put a little peck, little horns going up. Because I'm going to put little triangles on each side. Not have to do that. I just want to make it look wicked. It's fun. I'm going to take that line and I'm going to go around the skull in the dark area, just on the top. And the thing about having, and I'm just dotting this over here now, I'm just doing, what is it called? Stippling? Now, this is cool because at this point, you can add your own symbol to it if you want to. So now I'm going to do the Screaming Skull just on the top here. And those two in together. And there you have it. You have yourself a nice looking skull. And what did it take me? 5-10 minutes? If that? I didn't put a lot of effort into it. But it looks amazeballs. And there it is. You got yourself a skull. Okay, buddy? Hopefully you're watching that and you got your tutorial on your skull. You just ask me and I can try to do it if I can do it. I hope you liked it. All right. Anyway, how to do the skull. Let's get back to the head takers. We're done with the skull. I'm going to use that for a base. You know what I mean? All right. So now we got these over here. You can see that I did a little non-metallic metal on this. I'm playing around with paint. Just messing around. I think this one came out a little better. We'll see. I'm going to work on it. Going to work on it some more. Just going to glaze. Now I'm working with Penny Blue, scale 75. That's Seeing Games. And I am just going to take this and blend this line in a little more so it can look like it's shining. That's good. Okay, that's it. Very simple. Okay, now let's get into what should we do next? We should definitely take down some of this edge highlighting. I went a little too far with it. And we're glazing. And what makes a perfect glaze of scale 75 is that when you leave them on your palette and they get waterlogged, they turn into the perfect glazes. It's insane. I love it. Okay, in the backpack, let's glaze some stuff on the backpack over here. I painted the wrong backpack. I think I painted the captain one. I'm gonna show you. Okay. Oh no, that's the head. Good night, sweet prince. Oh, are you even there, buddy? I don't know what happened to him. All right, let's see. wasting so much time. Oh, there it is. So yeah, got this backpack done, mostly. But it was for a captain and not for this guy. So I had to redo it. Okay. Stop eating the paintbrush. Sure, it doesn't appreciate that. All right. Just going to get some nice little glazing done. Okay. Why are you so obsessed with learning how to do where the light goes is important. So I am all parts. While it's wet, just putting little highlights. Little dots of paint. Okay. Alrighty, let's see what else we got here. Pretty good stuff. Did I do that off camera? Did I do the skull off camera? That would be terrible. Oh my god, no. Oh. Really, I'm trying. Oh, no, I'm doing something else. And that lag is crazy. Okay. What else am I going to do here? I have fur bits. So I'm going to get some Rhinox hide and just accent the fur bits that I have right here. Okay. What else? We have Wild Rider Red, which I'm going to use for the trim of the belt. That's looking amazing. Okay. Now that we got that, I'm going to go to the jewel. These two little areas up. Make sure that I got it right. There's some red over here, so I'm going to try to clean that up real quickly. See? If you can't get it with water, you can dilute the area and use your brush as an eraser. And when you do that, it looks like you're giving secondary lighting sources, like bounce lights. You're giving bounce lights. Okay. Now, fixing this bad boy up. I'm thinking maybe this little angle is a little bit askew. Maybe I can bring it back to just a little. What do you think? Yeah. How about that? How about that? That's so much better. There should be. I'm working down here, so I should have moved the camera. Sorry, guys. All right. Let's get into black. And I have several blacks here, but my favorite is Vallejo color, model color black. So we're going to do that over here. Boop. Okay. We are painting up some minis together, hopefully. All right. Some black. All right. These lines. Something. Getting around the detail. I'm just trying to be a little careful. I have a very pointy brush. Nice little pointy tip. Compared to the other brushes I use, which are throwaway brushes. So many of those too. Buy them by the 100. That's looking good. Tell you, coverage of black, you know. It's a blessing and a curse. If you mess up, it's kind of hard to come back from black. You never go back. No, that's not true. You can go back. All right, now that we have that, I'm going to take some Wazdock of red, mix it in with a little bit of thing, and let's see. Punch that highlight a little bit. That is good stuff. Okay. I get a little messy with the red because I can always go back with the Rhinox hide and hide those aggressive paint marks. There we go. All right, so that's looking good. Looking good. Nice. Nice little belt. Let's get these bones a little better. And like the way they came out, so I'm going to paint over them. Since I have all the bone colors here as well. As they say in Puerto Rico, aprovecharme. It means take advantage of, well, at least the paint that I have on my wet palette. Oh my goodness, this is great. Guys, if you want to just chat in, or if you're painting with me, that's cool. I got 3 people in the chat. If you want to say a little something, you can. You want me to answer any questions? I'm here for you. Okay, these little bones on the belt is done. It's so small, but it works just perfectly. And you don't have to go too much detail on these. Just 3 colors. I'm going to do the highlights, the ultra highlight right now. Yeah. Okay, there it is. It's pretty good. All right, now what? So you know what? Let me see. Let's do the badge, the wolf badge over here in black. Yep, that's looking good. Alrighty. It's already 10:20, so let me just finish this. And my daughter's up late. I gotta get her to bed soon. All right. Let's do a little glowing room. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a light color and just sploosh it onto the middle. That's a good one. Pretty good. That white there. And I'm going to clean up the mist stroke right here. It's looking good. Okay, good. Now it looks like it's a little bit of glowing. I can do a lighter blue if I wanted to. See how that looks. White and the blue. Meh. It's okay. I think I like the white alone better, so I'm going to do that again. Okay. All right, let's try it again. Get a nice tip on these. Oh, we need more paint. All right. Okay. I think I'm going to switch to a smaller brush. Also from that non-sponsored Fumui. This is a 5-aught? 5-0? Oh, yeah. I mean, it's better. Not the best, but it's better. That's all I'm going to use for that. And I don't want any other paint to mix with it, so I'm going to wait till that dries. And it's okay. It's fine. Everything is fine. All right. Let's see. Okay. That's good. Nice, nice that you can see that even from that height. It shows through. Now you see, you can always definitely clean things up. Okay. Oh my gosh, I missed the little piece. Oh, I'm going to cut into this model right now. Oh my gosh, this is what everybody grabs. I'm going to cut into the model while it's already painted. Now I'm going to take that area, glaze in this color. And it's like it's not even there. Ta-da! What happens when you find the mold line you did not get? He's looking all right. This jewel can be a little better. We are going to get some white. Draw a straight line down on that jewel. Then across it to compartmentalize it. And then put it gently paint 1/4 of the jewel. With some Wazdaka red. I mean, not Wazdaka red. What is this? That's Wazdaka red. All right, red. Evil Sun Scarlet. That's what it is. Sorry about that. I'm going to clean up on the edges so this way it looks like I am a edge highlight master. All right, that's looking better. At least there's something there. I want to take some orange. Oh, yeah, tang, walla walla bing bang. All right, it's looking pretty good. Glazing some more. There's armor here, so it looks a little better. Glazing over here, glazing over there, glazing a little bit everywhere. Okay. The glazed ham. Now it's time for the jewel on the little scabbard for the knife. This one's tiny. This is smaller than the one on his belt. Alrighty, so we got that going. Now what? Let's see. And tomorrow morning I'm going to go over this model and ask myself, what did I miss? About 1,000 times. It's looking good though. But no, seriously. Oh, there's another jewel. Goodness. Cat's still sleeping. There's another jewel. That is right by the gun. Nice. Little details, tiny little details you will never notice if they're on the tabletop. Talk about Griblies. There's a lot of Griblies here. It's nice I can get lost in it. Oh, another jewel on the top of the crown. There are no jewels here. Nice. Well, hopefully you're painting along with me. And Martius Calgar. Why does he have to be into Armageddon? I thought he was fighting Tyranids. All the way across from the galaxy. He's going from one end of the galaxy to the other just to fight because the call was answered. But why? Are you abandoning the people? This doesn't seem like a Martius Calgar thing to do. Martius Calgar, take me away. It's an old Calgon commercial. I'm doing the nodes for the axe, the power axe. All right, that's looking good. Should I paint some yellow on there? Nah. Okay, that's looking good, looking good, looking good, looking good. That was all right. It's okay. I'm going to take a little bit of ice yellow. And frost the tips of this dude's hair. Got on the recess. I want it in the highlight. Okay, we're going to see. It's all right. Shouldn't have done that recess thing. Doesn't seem like it looks And that's how we fix that. There it is. Okay. People think I don't make mistakes when I paint minis. Yeah. That'll be the day. It is. I did eyes on. I did eyes live. Very simple. All right, now what am I going to do? Take some orange. Gives it character. All right, what else? This guy is. I think we have to do the gold dots. Okay, I'm going to try. But I am not using my good brush for that. Oh no. I am going to use Citadel starter brush. Let me wet it and see what happens. It does seem stiff, which I might like. All right, well, if that's the case. Let me get some Retributor armor or whatever it is that I'm using for gold these days. All these paints right in front of me. And it's unbelievable. I can't find something sometimes. Okay. Getting tired. Retributor armor. Okay. That's all we really need. Get some of this stuff off the brush. And now we're going to do rivets. Rivets. I should put on my glasses extraordinaire. Every time I do rivets, I think of the Bane blade. How many rivets that thing has. The coils too. Details make it stand out. This is big. That's not just big ones. All right, anyway. Tiny rivets. Steady your hand. That's nice. Okay, rivets on the backpack. Pay attention to those hand positions. Do brush painting technique. Do a mistep. Have a nice moist brush on the side. Erase your mistake. Okay, so there's that. Those rivets done. What else? This arm. This tip is all jacked up, but I'm still working it. Okay. In case somebody looks underneath the arm. I am insane. All right, you good? You're my metallic brush thingamabobber. Brush thingamabobber. Okay, now what else? I don't know if this guy is finished or not. He could be finished, but he's not. All right, what are we going to do here? Dull aluminum. Let's get some dull aluminum on this sucker. Let's see how well dull aluminum works. Aluminum is pretty bright. So why don't we get some on here? And maybe get some non-oil and bring it back down. Bring it up to 11 and then knock it back down to a 10. See if this also works in the same color, dull aluminum. Same strategy. And I like unifying the piece a little bit. All right, there we go. That's looking good. It's looking real good. Now let's do some edge highlighting in that dull aluminum for the gold pieces. The edges should be a little bit tinged in silver to make it pop and shimmer. Let's get some of that on here on the spikes. Piece. To add some more interest instead of it just being gold, that's it. You know? Gold, that's it. No, you want to have like variations and stuff. This is a rich gold. Let me see. A bit of highlight on there. We just finished this one. Okay, edge highlighting with this dull aluminum. It's just kind of sharp though. I have these on, I'm not even using them. Okay. That's crazy. Get some of this done too. Just so we can. Yeah, that's pretty good. We'll get in there. Okay, good. Now it looks like it's shimmering. Okay, there. No, that's not boring. Now, is there anything else? Maybe this could be silver. Tab. Yeah. Anything else? This node. I like the node. Okay. Weeds. Nice. Okay. I'm not using my fine brushes for metallic paints. They eat them up. Okay. That looks good. Okay. That's looking good. Maybe a little more. Okay. Okay. I think we're done with this guy. What do you think? Looking good? Hopefully. Hopefully you like it. I have one more concurrent viewers. All right. Well, this guy is done for the most part. Maybe put a little bit, let's put a little interest in this leather handle because that does not look interesting. It just looks one-dimensional. So I'm going to do some scratches. Okay, that looks better. Okay. And on this side too. All right, this guy's done. Oh, hot dog, hot dog, hot diggity dog, hot diggity dog. Yeah, that's right, folks. This is what it looks like. All right, I'm done with that. You are done. I finished the model. Now I'm going to sleep on this, and then tomorrow, actually, I might put some decals on it tomorrow. Maybe one right there. A little saga marking, I think. Would do it justice. Yeah, I think so too. All right, so this is done. Yeah. That's good stuff. Well, hopefully you enjoyed painting with me, and I'm going to go back to the table to close this one out. This was fun to do. I had some time to paint. I'm going to put my daughter to sleep. I'm a terrible dad because she's up and it's like 10:44. She's probably sleeping. But I'm going to check on her anyway. Make sure. All right. Leaving the painting desk, going back to the computer. I'm going to bring this with me. Maybe you can look at it a little closer there. Okay. All right. Oh, my legs. All right, come back. All right, here I am, mounting like a hurricane. Mounting like a hurricane. Oh, my head. Oh, you do this. There you go. That was what I was looking at the blue side on this one. That's all right. I didn't record a tutorial on this because I have another batch of these things. Right? So I have to do There's volumes of articles on against the light. And she appreciates that I'm not doing her pal or the tower. There it is. Um, well, I hope you really like the show. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to put my daughter to bed. You probably can't hear me because the mic is all the way over there. I'm going to put my daughter to bed. And good night to all of you. And remember, paint every miniature to increase one skill. And may your backlog be ever small. May your backlog get ever smaller.